Hello everyone, Dan K. Jeet, Kune, Physiology and more. Today is day 4 of leg training. So, especially for you martial artists out there, what are some other ways to train the legs? Honestly, kicks. Doing any type of kicks. Now, you don't have to be an avid martial artist or even interested in martial arts to actually perform different types of kicks to increase the overall endurance, strength, flexibility, balance as well, core strength. Any of those aspects, you do not have to be an avid martial artist or even be interested in martial arts to actually do the movements. They're still very beneficial to everyone. They help actually loosen up the hips. They help loosen up the groin. They're actually going to help with balance and core stability as well. So anyone can benefit from them, but obviously most martial artists are going to be more interested than a non-martial arts type of person. Okay, so here's what I'm going to talk about today. So we're actually going to go over having some weight on your ankles. So I highly recommend, I strongly suggest, and honestly would not recommend any other way except for doing basic kicks to help it get your body thoroughly warmed up and things like that. So some of the basic kicks that you can do, once again with balance, if you need to hold on to a wall, that's fine. But front kick, and yes, I'm gonna do this with weights, I'm already thoroughly warmed up. Okay, so boom. Front kick, do slow movements first, just kind of get that flexibility going. Get your muscles slowly warmed up. I'd say do 10 to 15 each leg, okay? Okay, so we got the 10 to 15, whatever. Let's just simulate 10 to 15 of those done, okay? And then we can also do something like this. Once again, hold yourself for balance if you need to. Oh, me, I just about tripped over something, so boom. This is basically just a form of a side kick, like almost like pretty much like a standing side kick. Okay, so do again 10 to 15 of those, however many you may want to do, just basically until your body feels thoroughly warmed up, loosen up your hips, things like that. Okay, so then I'd recommend doing, to get a little more thorough warm up, do what's called in Taekwondo, which I don't study Taekwondo, but a friend of mine is a master instructor, and he told me this is actually called a sliding side kick, whereas I knew it as just a standard side kick from Jeet Kune. However, he said in the Taekwondo world and in most traditional martial arts, it is considered a sliding side kick because you literally, your back foot kind of slides a little bit. I'll show you. Okay, so I was kind of trying to show you the whole view here. Okay, so there's that view of it, and then simulate, see how that leg slides a little bit. Now I'm going to the full kick. There we go, other side here. Okay, so that's another way to thoroughly warm up. All right, we're thoroughly warmed up. Another good way to really loosen up your hips is in Taekwondo is actually just called a side kick. I'm going to show you both sides here so you get a different angle. Okay, so you come up like this and like that. Okay, so that's the movement. So you go boom. What you basically do is you get in a front kick position right into the side kick. Okay, so I'm going to show you the other side here. That was kind of crappy. Hopefully you guys can see here. Get a little higher on that one, okay? Okay, there we go. So those are good ways to thoroughly loosen up. The ones I just showed you, I feel honestly the most increase in the mobility of the hip joints and the muscles surrounding hip flexors and things like that. I feel the most increase in mobility doing those type of side kicks that I just did. I actually do those before a run to thoroughly warm up, and then also pretty much right after my run to keep my hips loosened up really well. I tend to get really tight hips. I don't know if it's all the running I do and on top of the other things I do. However, just long story short, it's very beneficial to loosen up your hips, hip joints, and your hip flexors. Okay, so as far as like the weights, start off whatever you're weakest on is what I would recommend. So honestly, them side kicks that I did, I'm not as thorough with those, or excuse me, as efficient with those as I am the standard, the sliding side kick, what I was showing you. So I would start off with the sliding side kick. You can do all types of variations of kicks, but the thing is with weight, it teaches you control, it teaches you technique. You don't want to do a bunch of fast movements with heavy weight because you're going to honestly be pouring your technique and you could possibly get injured that way. So when you're doing it, have the utmost control. So there we go, see? There we go. Okay. Now, it looks like I'm going a little faster because I've actually done these with even more weight than this, so I'm used to it. It doesn't really feel much of a difference to me. However, just kind of play it by ear, your conditioning level, you know, your how you're feeling. Not necessarily how you're feeling, because you always want to push yourself, but basically if you're really, really sore, tight, get yourself loosened up thoroughly, very thoroughly first, and then move into that. Like I said, once again, the side kicks, the ones where you, the taekwondo style, the standard side kick, not sliding side kick, the ones like this. Those are the ones that I highly recommend to really loosen up your hip joints and your hip flexor muscles. So let's get out there, stay motivated, believe in yourself, believe you can do it, and believe that you deserve it. Let's get out there, let's go.